Fala galera, this is episode number 7 of the Mosaic series. Let's get a bit more technical in this one. So the idea or the scenario that we have here is we have our Mosaic model. We want to leverage that Mosaic model via Google Collab. We want to run some Python code to perform both data analysis and data science. So let me show you how we can do this. Let me show you the true power of Mosaic as a universal semantic layer that can be leveraged by programmers using Python. All right, let's jump right into it. As you can see, I have my retail Mosaic model available. This contains 32 attributes, 9 metrics, 1 derived metrics, all of them being available to be queried later in Google Collab via Python. So let me jump into Google Collab. As you can see here, I have my notebook. I'll be first installing a few packages required to be running later the queries. And well, as a second step, I'll be connecting to the environment. And finally, that's the data analysis part. We have here the first query that will basically show in a grid the season attribute and then the discount amount metric in a grid, pretty easy. A second query that will show this time a bar chart with two specific metrics. Season is an attribute, sorry, and then a metric called revenue. So that's the second query we'll be performing. And then the third one is a bit more complex. It's a tree map visualization or a heat map, this time showing region, store city, and net revenue, all of them in that heat map. So that's the data analysis part. Finally, we have the data science part. This is divided in 3 different visualizations. What we'll be doing basically here is we will group revenue metric by city, and we will create 3 different clusters. So the cities with lower revenue will be in one cluster, cities with higher level will be in the third customer, and the second, the mid, or let's say the middle cluster will be the median revenue cities. We will show this in a bar chart first. Second, we will see that in a bubble chart, and finally we'll see that same information in a tree map. So let me connect to the environment and run that right away. Later, I'll show you the results. I'm clicking the Run All button right here. The first cell is the installation of the packages, the connection to the environment. They will be performed in like a few seconds. It won't take a lot to install the packages, to connect to the environment. And we'll see right now, we'll be here in the first query part. As of now, it's still waiting for the other pieces, for the previous pieces to get properly executed. Once it gets here, you will see like a grid first in a result. There we go, we have it now. As you see here, season and discount amount in a grid. Later, the second query will show in a bar chart, season and revenue. Pretty easy, right? Pretty straightforward to see. And the third one, the final part of the data analysis, is the heat map or tree map, as some people call it. We have the first result in a grid, and finally we have the tree map available right here, showing regions, showing stores, and then the net revenue, or actually the net revenue available here. And finally, we have the data science part that I mentioned before. We will be clustering cities on revenue using the k-means algorithm. So as you can see here, first we have a bar chart that shows the cities with low revenue. Those are Chicago, New York, London, and also in the other ones. Second, we have the medium revenue cities like Seoul, Madrid, Shanghai, and finally we have high revenue cities, those being Paris and Miami. Finally, we have the same information, but now in a different chart. This one is a bubble chart, as some people call it, right? You see here the low revenue cluster, the medium revenue cluster, and finally the high revenue cluster, those cities, Miami and Paris. And at the end, the same information by color, but this time using a tree map or a heat map visualizations with all the proper cities being properly grouped or being properly clustered. So that was pretty much it. the way to run this via Python using Google Collab, but of course you can use a Jupyter Notebook, whatever tool you're more familiarized with. All right, so that was it for this one. As you just saw, it's pretty easy to connect your Google Collab environment to our Mosaic and then perform data analysis, data science via Python. So for the programmers, for the data scientists out there trying to leverage your Mosaic models as a universal semantic layer, that's what you want to do. And of course, in this example, I used Google Collab, but of course, if you have like Jupyter or any other tool, you can feel free to connect to your Mosaic models and feel and experience the real power of the universal semantic layer. Again, I hope this was very useful for you, and as I normally say, I'll see you at the next corner.